This is my AI shopping assistant. I've already rendered it, but I'll stop it and show you how to render it. Let me go to my VS Code. Okay, let me stop it. Now you can see the red mark, so it has stopped. I'll rerun it again, and it will render my Streamlit UI. So this is my AI shopping assistant. First, let me walk you through my database. First, I have the product ID. I have ran this database setup py that created all these tables. First of all, I have created the products table where I have 32 product IDs. You can read the names. You can check my GitHub repository at the link in the description, and you can always check my code, and you'll get the products table there. So it has 32 different names. It has different categories: honey, oil, nuts, seeds, grains, tea, coffee, snacks, dairy. And it has different prices for different products with different descriptions. Okay. This is the base table. I have different table reviews where I have also inserted the values. This is the values for the products table, and below this I have the values inserted inside the reviews table. The reviews table has different ratings and reviews by different reviewers for all the product IDs. For example, product ID 32 has three product ratings by three different reviewers. So this table can always be used to calculate the average rating of a particular product ID and the different reviewers and the total number of reviews it has got. Similarly, if I see for organic honey product ID 1, I have four different reviews by four different reviewers, and I can always refer to this table to calculate the average rating based on a particular product ID value. I'll come to the user preference table. This table will always have one row, and it will showcase my most recent preference or the most recent preference of the user that is prompting the LLM. This value is one first row user ID. So the user has prompted the LLM to save its preference, like he's always interested in organic food. So this table shows number one. It means the user wants organic food products, and the maximum price cap is set to 50. It means that the user prefers user budget is $50 maximum. So he's ready to pay less than or equal to $50. That's what it means. Orders table has the list and details of all the products that have been ordered by the user. That is me. I've ordered all these values, and in addition, whatever new orders that I'll be adding or placing, the new values will be stored, and this ID will be auto incremented by one. That's the concept. So let's go the UI. First of all, I would like the LLM to show my preference. First of all, my preference is set to 150. Let's see if my LLM returns me that or not. Show me my saved preferences. It says only show organic products. That is true because this is one, and the max price is 50, and that has been shown accurately. Maximum price is 50. Okay. So let's go to the products table. Okay. Let's see what it returns if I say I want honey. Okay. I want honey. So since my preference is set to organic, it should return me the one values. And since my price cap is set to $50, it should return me the values less than or equal to $50. And technically, all the values are less than $50, so all the organic honey should be listed. Perfect. Or ID number 1357 have been listed. 1357 have been listed. And if you see, one of the category that doesn't fall in the category of honey has been listed. It falls in the category of 25. If I see ID number 25, it is snacks, but it also got listed. There has to be some reason behind it, right? It's because of my SQL query that I have written. If I go to the right side of organic honey, ID number 25, In the description, I can see honey. This is the reason why I have been showcased this ID as well, even though the category is not honey. This is because of my SQL query. And if you could see it as one, it means that it is organic product and it is less than $50, so it has been listed. So if I go to my shopping agent.py here, if I go to search products, I have prompted my LLM that prompted this tool to search the product database by keyword matched against name, description, and category. So it matches that name. That name is honey because I passed I want honey. This is the query honey. So this honey got passed in the query. And the other two are optional, that is price max or is organic. But this the honey has been passed and honey was matched against the category. That's the reason. If I go here, I can see in the category, sorry, not the category, it is the description. This is this description. And if I go in the description, I see for corresponding to against ID 25, I have honey here. That is the reason why I have been showcased honey here. Okay. Now let me grab. Uh, I would like to check. I would like to have nuts this time. I want nuts. So there are only three nuts, 1010, and only one organic nuts, and everything is under $50. And my preference was set to organic and less than equal to $50. So I have been mentioned organic almonds. That's perfectly fine. Let's see if my LLM is able to return me the rating or not. Okay. I want the rating for ID 21. What is the rating? And it will by default give me average rating because I've prompted so. Give me the rating for ID 21. Product ID 21 has an average rating of 4.67 based on 3 reviews. This I can always cross check in my database. Our organic ID is organic green tea, and if I go to reviews table, organic ID 21, it has 3 reviews, so that is correct. If I check 4.5, 4.5, and 5, 4.5 plus 5, this is 4.666. So that is all correct, 4.67. So this is also working fine. So let's say I want to order. First of all, I have an orders table. I have all these listed. Let's see if I have already ordered this thing or not. Organic almonds. I don't see organic almonds anywhere here. And if I check my ID 13, corresponding to that, I don't have any order ID 13. And I want to order that and cross check if that value gets stored in this database or not. So let me check. Would you like to proceed with ordering this item? And no, I'll once again say I want nuts and it will give me organic almonds. Let's say if it's able to place order accurately or not. I would say I want nuts. Yes, so it says me your order for organic almonds ID number 13 has already been confirmed as order ID 11. Order ID 11 because before this I have ordered 10 products, so this is the 11th product that I have ordered. I will always cross check it at the database. This is my orders table. Till now it had 10 items. Now I'll refresh it and I can see the 11th product as product ID 13, that is organic almonds. price 11.99 that I can check my date when it was added. It is 7 4th of July. And product ID, if I go product ID 13, it is 11.99. So the correct value has been depicted. So the orders table and the placement of orders is working accurately. So let's walk you through some of the code part of it. There are four important files. App.py. First of all, we have the environment variables where we pass the Groq API keys, and that is private details, so that will never be shared. And you can always create that in the Groq console cloud. This is the database setup file that when I run using run Python database setup.py, if I run at the CMD, I can this will create some tables for me. One of the tables is product. The other table that will be created is reviews, and it will also insert some of the values, insert 32 values in the products table that I've already shown, and it will also insert these much values in the reviews table, categorized by these things: honey, oil, nuts and seeds, and the rest. This is the brain of this project, shopping agents, and it is using LangChain agents. It is using my env file from .env, and it is connected to the database, and I am using SQLite database here, and I am using two LLM models. One is simple LLM, the other one is vision LLM. The first one, the model I've been using is Qwen 332B, and if I Google it, it belongs to Hugging Face, and it is the latest generation of large language model. It is capable of doing these much things that you can read. The other model, that is the vision model that I'll be using, it is Meta Llama Scout 17 billion parameters, that also belongs to Hugging Face if I Google it. And this is the model information. It is capable of multimodal experiences. By that, I mean it has the ability to read text, it has the ability to extract information from a particular product image. And I'll be using product images in my prototype. That's why I need to use a model like this. That's a powerful model. Temperature zero means the creativity will be a bit less, or you can say the creativity is being set to minimum. Shopping keywords. These are the keywords that the LLM will recognize when I type in my shopping assistant. So let's and the purpose of this function is shopping query is to analyze if the user prompting in the interface matches these keywords or not. If it doesn't match, then something like this will be returned at the front end. I am a shopping assistant and can only help with shopping related requests. Imagine if I type who is Donald Trump. That's when I'll get something like this, because this is a shopping assistant and it should not help me with this case, right? If I ask it write a program to add two numbers efficiently, it should return me this, because this kind of input has nothing to do with my shopping assistant. It should show me the details what I have programmed it for, right? It should show me details relevant to products, orders, reviews, user preferences. That's why I've designed this. So anything that is out of context should get this output, so that the user's time is not wasted and the LLM or this AI agent is being utilized properly. Let's go to shopping agent. Then we have tools. Tools are the tools. Uh, these are given. I mean, the LLM or the AI agent are given access to these tools to perform the tasks, right? The first function or the first tool is search products that takes query as a mandatory input, and maximum price is optional, and is organic 0 or 1 or boolean true or false is optional. So it searches the product database by keyword. For example, if I type I want dairy, so it gives me some values, right? It searches the product database and it gives me the organic dairy, because I have set my preferences to organic and I have set my maximum price to be less than or equal to $50. That's how it scans the product database and gives me. But before going to the product database, it is going to my saved preferences to identify if I have organic stored there or inorganic stored there. So it finds that I have organic stored here in the user preferences 1 and 50. So even if I don't pass organic here and 50 here, my function right here takes in the query, it takes dairy because I passed dairy in the prompt, and the max price is set to 50 because in my database I have 50, and the organic value is set to true because I have 1 there. That's the magic going on. So it first goes to my database user preferences through the function get user preferences. It gets the value of preferred 1 and maximum price 50, and it automatically passes those two values in here, and the query is taken as daily from my prompt, and it gives me those values, these values. So what happens here is the query is being masked against the name, description, and category. uh, so if your query matches either of these, the name, category, or description, it will be shown at the front end. That's the magic going on behind the scenes, and that's the magic of this search products definition or the tool that is being utilized by my AI agent. Let's go to get rating. So I'm being shown the rating, the average rating of all the products that are being listed. So what happens is when I type I want dairy, it goes to get user preferences, and from there it goes to my database, that is user preferences. It selects the preferred organic and max price. So by that I mean it selects the preferred organic number 1 and max price, and then it goes to my search database, sorry, search product. So the max price is set to 50 and organic is set to 1, and the query is set to dairy because I passed dairy, and based on that it gives me these values. But it also gives me the average rating, right? So what happens after it reaches the search products is it calls my get rating, and I already have the product IDs, and for each product IDs it goes inside my this table, uh, reviews table, and for the selected product IDs it calculates the average rating and it returns back right here, and that average rating is being calculated by this prompt. That's uh, guiding the LLM to do this task. So what do you think might have happened right here when I said place an order for organic almonds and it placed the order? That's happening because of the magic of this tool checkout. So what happens is if I have prompted it, place an order for the given product ID, save the order to the database, and returns a confirmation message. This guides my LLM to do this. So when I prompt the LLM to order organic almonds, what it does is it checks the products table. There it finds the organic almonds, it takes the values, and it inserts inside the orders table. from the products table, and I get my organic almonds here. And once the that product is highlighted here, it means that that order has been placed successfully. So this function is the reason why I'm getting that in the orders table. And this get order history, as the name suggests, it should highlight all the products that have been ordered successfully. If I go here and I say all my order history, it should think and return all these values that I have already ordered. What do you think? What table should have these values? Obviously, the orders table. If I go here, orders table, it has all these 11 product IDs that I have already ordered. This steel cut oats I have ordered twice. That's why it's being shown twice. So this function, get order history, is the reason why orders table is getting why the orders table is getting hit and all the values inside it has been rendered in the front end. And save user preferences. I think it's pretty simple and self-explanatory, right? When I guide the LLM that I want only or I buy only inorganic products with a max price of 10, it saves my preferences. If I go here, user preferences, it's changed to 0 and 10, and I can see the message. So that's happening because of this function, this tool. And get user preferences self-explanatory. If I type here, it will show me my latest saved preferences, and that's happening because of this function. It traverses the user preferences table and returns me these two values. So I think only one functionality remains that needs to be explained. That is the usage of this left sidebar. That's the product image. But let this thinking complete. So in the resources folder, I have some multiple photos like soy milk, rice cakes, oats, oat milk, milk, images, some random image that I've taken, honey, coffee. So it is complete. So let's jump into this thing. Let's see what happens. First, I will check my user preference. It should show me inorganic products that are less than or equal to $10. Inorganic honey that is less than equal to $10, $10, 8. Is this inorganic? It is inorganic. Global honey. Let it complete. As you can see, I got my expected output, that is the clover honey. So it is not giving me any random value from Google. The LLM is being utilized to use the tools that I have provided in the program. Since my user preference is set to inorganic and a price cap of $10, it will check my products table for honey based on the it has analyzed the image and it understood that I need to be shown only honey, and that should be inorganic and less than equal to $10. Only inorganic honey that is less than equal to $10 is clover honey. If I go to right, it is inorganic since it is 0. So it showed me clover honey. Let's see what happens if I change my perspective to I buy only organic food with maximum price of 20, and it will be saved. I'll cross check once again here. Sometimes it hallucinates. I'll just give this prompt again. Now it's set properly. Right now, let's see what happens. Let this thinking complete. For now, I should be shown all the organic honey that's less than or equal to $20, just based on the image. I'm not typing anything. So I should get ID number 157, maybe 25 also. I got 15725. So it is perfectly working fine. So what happens when I use this image to find similar products? It is utilizing this vision LLM that belongs to Llama, that belongs to Hugging Face. This is not using this LLM, okay? This LLM is being utilized to give me these values. But Vision LLM is doing the magic of analyzing this image, extracting the details, and then going into, and after that, it the LLM, this is used to go into the function get user preferences, to go into the table user preferences to get my saved preferences. Based on that, the LLM uses the tool called search products with the require in the search products, the query is set to honey based on this image, and the rest two parameters, that is organic is true or not, that is being set by the value that is got from the user preference table, as well as the max price. By that, it is able to give me these values. So how beautiful it is. My LLM and the Vision LLM is utilizing only the tools that I have passed, and it is not doing anything from its memory or on its own. It is totally under my control. So this is the first AI agent. No, first AI agent that I created was the caption generator. This is the second AI agent that I have created. I think it is working fine. Only thing remains is I'll test it using this bald guy. thing to keep in mind is this doesn't even fall in the category of organic or not, and we have no detail that what the price would be. So I couldn't find any products matching Lex Luthor. So if you Google Lex Luthor, it resembles this bald man's face. Lex Luthor. So my agent is intelligent enough what this image looks like. So it is able to extract the details that this guy is Lex Luthor, even though Lex Luthor is not mentioned in any of my code or any of my database or any of my keywords. That's the power this LLM has, this agent has. So if I would have mentioned some Lex Luthor here with the price and if it was set to organic, it would have shown me those listings, right? So what happened previously when there was honey, it was able to extract the information from the image that yeah, it is honey, and it matched my user preferences, and it traversed the products database and gave me the relevant values based on my saved preferences. I didn't even have to type that I want honey here. It already extracted the value. Let's try some other image. These are rice cakes. I'll just hit find similar products. I will not even type here that I want rice cakes. I'll just hit this button. So my preference is organic and $20 max price cap. Let's see what rice cakes I have. Here is the rice cake. It is inorganic. Although it is less than $20, but it is inorganic. And my preference is set to organic, so I think nothing should come. It should say I couldn't find any products matching rice cakes um, with my preferences, something like that. Meanwhile, let's have some more images. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, there are no organic rice cake products in our store under $20. Although we have rice cakes, but that is inorganic. That's why I got this. So by this, I learned that my agent is intelligent enough to analyze and extract the details of the image, and it understands that this is a rice cake, even though I never passed the rice cakes explicitly in this chat. Let's try some. And it will say there are no products matching Donald Trump portrait in our store under the current preferences. It remembers my preference that is organic and max $20, and it is able to extract the details from this image that this person or this creature is Donald Trump. That's how intelligent this model is. I'll try some more images. It says oat milk, okay, and I have a product, oat milk. Let's see what happens. Organic $20. If I go to store DB and products, I have one oat milk, and that is inorganic. Even though it is less than $20, but it is inorganic. Let's see what it figures out if it is organic or inorganic. So it says there are no organic oat milk because my oat milk is inorganic, as I can see zero here. So it says there is no organic milk. So from this image, it was able to extract that this is an organic oat milk because of some reasons. I don't even know. But maybe something says the vision LLM that this is an organic oat milk. That's how intelligent it is. Let's try let's try some more. I have I have oat milk. I have steel cut oats, rolled oats. I have multiple oats. So I have less than $20 oats and inorganic oats. I have oat milk that is inorganic. What all oats I have? Only three oats, and those are all inorganic. So the same result I'd be expecting, right? Because I don't have any organic oat, and my preference is set to organic. So I'd get some, yeah, no organic oat available, right? And they satisfy that they are less than $20, but doesn't matter because they don't fall under the category of organic. As expected. So the thing that I've built is the AI agent, and it is a conversational shopping agent because it has multiple components. It has the LLM, and it is calling some tools that is the that is function calling, and I've given the memory to the LLM because it is able to remember what kind of orders I have placed. It is able to memorize the database events. It has contact with the database, and it can take actions based on the prompts I give it and the direction I give it. So now is the era of AI agents where big companies, Fang, Mang, Mangoes, are incorporating AI agents. And widely speaking, the father of those, there's agentic AI. But I've built an AI agent, so I'll be talking about AI agents. Right now, AI agents is everywhere, and if it's not there, people are incorporating it. Big tech companies are already incorporating it. For example, there are customer support agents that are incorporated in Amazon, Meta, Google, and top tech companies. We have e-commerce shopping agents. These are the kind of agents where there would be assistant chatbots, and the user would type in what is the status of my package, and the agents are being given access to the tools and functions that they can decide if they need to call a specific tool or function based on the user prompt, and they can search the database and they can get the output, and they can give a very beautiful and aesthetic, cohesive, short, natural language for humans to process. uh, there would be employee productivity or enterprise assistance that can be used in Microsoft, Google, Meta, because these corporations need their employees to be updated with the latest skills. So these kind of AI agents will ensure that the employees are well equipped with latest technologies and skills. There can be software engineering agents that can be deployed in Google, Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Anthropic, etc., because they are responsible for deploying multiple changes to their algorithms. So these kind of agents can identify why the deployment failed yesterday, why the deployment failed 2 days back, and these agents can automatically and autonomously make documents of the failure so that in future the team can rely on those documents and don't make those same redundant deployment mistakes. So these agents might have access to tools such as GitHub, Git, and version tracking systems so that they know exactly what was the root cause of failure and pinpoint it, zero in. Um, in the financial sector, there can be financial services and investment banking agents. These are chatbots where I as a user can come in and ask, suggest me top energy sector stocks with EBITDA more than dash dash dollars, and which would have future scope, and these kind of agents would access the company databases and give me natural language responses so that I'm confident of its answer and I can invest in some stocks. So these are some future technologies and also current technologies. Future technology and the current technology is also based on agentic AI that I plan to do some projects, but right now AI agents. So my project workflow, the AI agent workflow of the shopping assistant is I as a user, I come in to the Streamlit UI, that is the app.py file, and then we have the LangChain agent, and we have given a system prompt in the shopping agent.py file. There's a very huge system prompt, and I have mentioned and given a direction to the LLM how it's supposed to behave. And the LLM model is Qwen 332 billion parameters that belongs to Hugging Face. And I have given multiple tools access to it. The multiple tools are get user preferences, search products, and these all. And based on the system prompt and the other prompts that I've given to the LLM, it has its autonomy to decide whether it should call this tool or this tool based on my input prompt. There is one special function called special tool called describe product image that is just that uses the vision LLM, not the normal LLM. It uses the Llama model and it extracts the data from the product image that is uploaded in the UI, and it also after that it uses the search products that uses the SQLite store DB that, and then the tool's results is returned to the LLM, and the LLM generates the final response that is in a human friendly format, and the Streamlit displays the response. That's the overall agent's workflow. So based on its working, there is no doubt that this is a perfect AI agent because it is able to receive a task and request from the user. By that I mean I'm able to prompt it in a chatbot style or in a front end. I can type it. I can type the task that I want to accomplish, and it is doing the task that it is intended to do. And it can decide what actions or tools to use. There are multiple tools or functions that I've given access to the LLM, and it is able to decide which particular tool or function to call based on my input prompt. That's a characteristic of an AI agent. And it executes those actions based on the code inside a particular function. It is able to read those and execute those. And finally, when the output comes from a tool, it is able to change that output into a natural language, into a human friendly format, and it outputs or displays in the Streamlit UI that is human friendly. So it is indeed an AI agent. So I would call it a conversational AI agent that is my shopping assistant. It helps in my shopping journey. It recommends me the correct products as per my preferences. It is able to memorize my preferences. If I say something like if I only buy organic, it stores in the database. It has access to the database and it has a memory layer in it. That's the functionality of an AI agent, right? It is able to do the tool calling, that is function call. Function, we all know that. It's a simple term. It is a shopping assistant agent. Uh, it is also multimodal. By that, I mean, I'm able to upload product images and it is able to extract the details out of those images. So it is not limited to chats. It has the capability to read and extract data from an image. That's why it is multimodal. So let's talk about my current architecture. It is an AI agent. Absolutely, yes. It is not production ready yet because when I showed you the demo, when I typed an input prompt and put the enter, we know how much time it took. There was latency, so it is not production ready yet. But yeah, it is a good MVP or portfolio. So in product management, there is a term called MVP that you show when you just completed the first iteration, or it is just a demo product. At that time it's okay if the latency is too high or it's not production ready yet. It's just supposed to give a taste of what the future ready product is supposed to be or going to be. It's just to have an upper feel of how the product is going to be. So it's a very good MVP when you are just delivering the first phase of the product. Is it enterprise grade agent? Not at all. These are some of the requirements that need to be incorporated into this MVP for it to be an enterprise grade product. Like, there should be structured logging and observability. There should be an authentication layer and user specification. By that I mean only authorized users are supposed to use these kind of agents. I think this agent anyone can use because this is just a shopping agent. Let's say I'm talking about some financial services assistant bot, and there are some sensitive data related to finance or some banks. At that time, only authenticated users, only authorized users are supposed to use that agent that comes in to the enterprise grade match. uh, there should be error handling and retries, and there are multiple modes that are missing in this agent because this is just an MVP or a kind of project that I can add to my portfolio. So I'm jumping into the final part, that is the eval. Eval means, let's say, evaluation. I will focus on tool called accuracy eval. So my model is working perfectly, but it's always a good step to test it, right? Every product you need to test it before proceeding with distributing it to the real users. So a huge part of this AI agent is tool calling. So why not we test if the tool, if the AI agent is calling or referring the correct tool or function based on my input prompt as a user. I'll not read this, but let me explain directly the example. As a user, I come in and I type a query in the chatbot, organic honey under $20. How many of you thought that the first step the LLM would do is call search products? Well, that's absolutely incorrect because we have something called get user preferences where the database has stored our preferences. So the LLM will call this to get our preferences. That is what is the maximum price cap, and if we prefer organic or inorganic. Based on that input, those parameters will be passed to this function, search products. We have two parameters. One is for maximum price, one is for is organic, true or false. And the first parameter, that is the query, that comes from our input query. So it catches honey keyword. So we have three parameters here. So if you think that when I type this in the chatbot, in the shopping assistant's chat, and the first function or tool that the LLM calls is search products, you're absolutely wrong. It first calls this, after that it calls this, after that it calls the get rating to get the individual average product rating based on each product ID, and those average ratings are also displayed in the Streamlit UI when you search for I want honey or I want organic honey under $20. That's how it is operating. I can also change my code to get rid of this and prompt the LLM to directly call this, and in that case my query honey comes from here, but the other two parameters or is organic true or false, I have to specify right here, organic, and the other one maximum price, I have to specify it right here. Then I can get rid of this in the code, but right now the flow is like this. So the goal is we have to assert that my AI agent only calls the right tools with the right parameters. So I need a Python file where I would be testing different scenarios. I have accumulated 5 test cases and they have passed. I will show you in the laptop in a while. So the Python file is eval tool calls.py. You can always check my GitHub repository for its code. And I have inputted 11 user prompts, and based on that I've also passed my expected tool that should be called. If it gets passed, if the LLM calls it, then my test cases passes. That's my goal. So if I type something like this, the first function the LLM should call is this, not this, and I have mentioned this as expected against this query, and it passes and I get passed as a result. Alright, but if I put search products as expected instead of this, then it will fail. Similarly, there can be multiple queries based on my code and my project. That let me show you in my laptop. This is my eval tool calls.py where I have written 11 test cases. Let's hop into the first query. This query is the one that I as a user will be prompting to my shopping assistant. The first query that I'll type is, what are my shopping preferences? It is pretty understandable and it's a natural language, so you can understand that I'm asking for my shopping preferences. And I already showed you that I store my shopping preferences in the user preferences table. That is right here, user preferences. And the function that saves in this table is get user preferences. This one. Let me. This one saves the user preferences, but the get user preferences fetches the details from that table. So that's why when I ask, my expected tool call would be get user preferences because this fetches those details from that table and displays in the Streamlit UI. So for this, I should pass the test case. So the first test case passes. Similarly, the second test case is show my order history. That should go to my orders table and fetch all the details from there. And the expected tool is get order history because it fetches all the orders of my orders that I've placed from the orders table. And this particular function is responsible for that. So I keep that as my expected tool call. And for that, the test case passes. I'll not explain everything, but you can just have a look. What's the average rating of product 25? The function is get rating, but this one comes with a parameter. Since the product ID is 25, the input parameter would be 25. The test case passes here. All the tick marks are past test cases. Similarly, how many reviews does product 1 have? So the same function, get rating, and the product ID would be 1. Here, I only buy organic food. Self-explanatory. This is kind of, I'm setting my preferences. So in the orders table, I'm setting my is organic value to true, that is 1, and there is no value of max price cap. So the function is save user preferences because it saves my preferences in the user preferences table, and the required parameter is preferred on organic is true. The other one is always keep my budget under $10. This is also the same thing, save user preferences, but here I'm not passing organic or inorganic, but I'm passing my max price cap that is supposed to be less than equal to $10. So the parameter is max price is $10. Similarly, the rest you can always read from my GitHub repository, and I will close this video here. I think everything is working fine. Here is the output. All the 11 test cases have passed with a good response of passed 11 by 11. And let me know